service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC and Jib Jab. Greetings, I'm Bud Lowell. Your full AccuWeather forecast is always on top of your CNC local page. Results of environmental testing done at the Leroy Junior and Senior High School are in, and they show no adverse health impacts from contaminants in the air, soil, or water in or around the school campus. The Leroy Central School District had the testing done by Leader Professional Services, an outside firm, after more than a dozen students at the school developed unexplained tics and symptoms similar to Tourette's disease last fall. Doctors were unable to find a single diagnosis for the symptoms. Some parents blame toxic contamination, possibly from a freight train derailment back in the 1970s on a long abandoned rail line. None of the chemicals involved in that wreck were found at the school in any detectable levels. Superintendent Kim Cox says the students are doing well now, and the state has agreed to cover 92% of the testing costs. Staying in Genesee County, a 34-year-old Batavia man fell over Buttermilk Falls in Leroy and survived. The sheriff's department there says Brandon Smart was handing a case of beer to a friend when he stumbled, and over he went. He fell about 40 feet into a 75-foot deep gorge, landing on a ledge. About 60 emergency responders were needed to get him out. Smart suffered head injuries and a gash on the leg, and reportedly became uncooperative when rescuers tried to put him in a harness to lift him out. He was persuaded to allow his own rescue and transported to Strong Memorial Hospital. The 6 people who went with Smart to the falls have all been charged with trespassing. A settlement has been reached between Oak Hill Country Club in Pittsford and the New York State Attorney General's office over the placement of hidden cameras in the clubhouse. The exclusive club installed the cameras in the men's locker room last summer after complaints of theft, and said in court papers that they were positioned so the toilets and showers could not be seen. An employee was eventually caught on camera opening a locker and was suspended. But state law prohibits the owner or manager of any premises, with few exceptions, from installing video cameras for the purpose of surreptitiously observing the interior of any fitting room, restroom, toilet, bathhouse, washroom, shower, or hotel room. Somehow, State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman learned of the cameras and began an investigation. Oak Hill President Edward Kay says as part of the settlement with the Attorney General, Oak Hill does not admit or agree that it broke any laws. The club agrees not to install cameras in such areas in the future, and it set up a trust fund to pay $250 to each eligible night employee who may have been caught undressing on camera. It will also pay the state $45,000 to cover the cost of the investigation. The club manager who had the cameras installed has since resigned. The Penfield Town Board looked at a local moratorium on hydrofracking in the town during a study session Wednesday night. A group of residents delivered a petition to the town in March asking Penfield officials to ban the controversial natural gas drilling technique in the town. Town officials began studying zoning codes and regulations. They're considering a 1-year moratorium while they look at either restrictions or an outright ban in Penfield. The city of Rochester is considering a hydrofracking law next week, and some other local governments around New York have voted either to ban or put a hold on such gas well drilling. The state is still reviewing the safety of hydrofracking and expects to make a ruling by the end of the year. The United Way of Greater Rochester topped its 2012 spring campaign goal by more than $2 million, raising $27,857,936 to surpass the $25.5 million goal. United Way officials also say Joel Seligman, president of the University of Rochester, will be the 2013 campaign chair. United Way challenged Rochesterians to give to the community fund to support nearly 80 local programs, helping more than 500,000 people in the areas of early childhood, school-age youth, aging, disability services, and crisis services. Rochester police want to find the owner or owners of 2 pit bulls that chased a group of children in a southwest neighborhood Wednesday. One of those dogs bit 2 young boys, then it went after a city police officer who shot and killed it. The other dog was caught by animal control and apparently didn't bite anybody. Police say this incident happened on Seward Street. They say the 2 boys received minor injuries. They were treated and released. The officer wasn't bitten. Police went door to door trying to find out who owned the dogs and why they were out loose. The owner may be facing legal action. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office has announced the arrest of 3 West Side teenagers in connection with a break-in and vandalism at Churchville Chili High School. The incident was discovered about 2:30 Monday morning when a security officer called 911 to report a broken window. Investigators from the Sheriff's Department found the school had been entered and parts of it spray painted. The damage ran to more than $20,000. They identified and arrested 18-year-old Jeremy Stowe of Spencerport, 18-year-old Gregory Van Dongen of Churchville, and 17-year-old Kevin Burr of Ogden on charges of third-degree burglary and second-degree criminal mischief. St. Joseph's Villa, the treatment center for children and teens in crisis in the town of Greece, opens a new adolescent girls residential program this week. It provides a crucial treatment and intervention to girls through a highly structured environment, reinforcing positive behavior, helping them regain stability in their lives so they can return successfully to families and school. Children between the ages of 11 and 17 are referred to St. Joseph's when they have difficulty functioning safely in their natural or foster families or in their community schools. On this page, you find links to these and other stories. At the bottom, links for you to use. In that gray bar on the bottom of the page, post your own news updates right to us. Copy, sports, salutes. If you want to send pictures or short videos, particularly to GreeceNYLive.com, we have a special way of doing that. Submit GreeceNY at CNCWorldwide.com. Next news as it happens, updates when necessary, and I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.